Okay, so here's a couple of tips if you're struggling to pull that weight off at the last minute, because it's generally water weight at that point in time, right? So, obviously the weight of the food is much more important. I'd rather eat, a piece of pizza or a McDonald's cheeseburger versus a 3-pound grapefruit. And you say, well, McDonald's cheeseburger isn't good for you. Well, certainly, but you get my point. It just doesn't weigh as much. And actually, you do want something that's packed with calories. So, that's the reason like weight gainer is a protein, kind of a protein powder. Well, you can get protein powder, and then you can get weight gainer powder too, right? So for the same amount of the weight of the powder plus the 16 ounces of milk, the weight is the same. You maybe could be packing on twice as many, 3 times as many calories. So same concept here. So let's say I could only put on 2 pounds of weight, because we like to try to make weight or get very close the night before weigh-ins, right? So if I got to weigh in tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., let's say I make weight tonight at 5:30, then I can put maybe a 150-pound wrestler, let's say, can put maybe 2.5 pounds back on, maybe 2. Hopefully go pee the night before, before you go to bed, drift off some weight. Same thing in the morning. You're on weight when you wake up. So let's say you can put 2 pounds back on and you eat a 2-pound grapefruit, or you just drink 2 pounds of water. You're not getting any energy out of that. So instead, you maybe have a protein shake, a weight gainer shake, let's say, that has some fat in it, tons of calories. Maybe you even put 4 scoops instead of 2. Now you're getting 1,400 calories. Put 3 scoops of complex carbohydrate powder in there. That's like eating 2 pounds of spaghetti. So you put 2 pounds back on, probably less. 20 ounces of milk. 4 scoops of weight gainer, 3 scoops of complex carbohydrate drink. So now you might be getting 1,500 calories, 80 grams of protein, 60 to 75 grams of complex carbohydrates, and you only put on, 1.5 pounds, 1.8 pounds, whereas drinking 2 pounds of water gives you nothing, okay? So the weight of the food or the weight of what you're putting back is key. And that's the reason I said, instead of eating, a heavy orange, you'd be better off eating, peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something that has a lot of calories in it. And if you're wanting to eat a little bit, then maybe like half a bagel with some butter so it tastes okay, and you toast the bagel so it makes it lighter, and then there you go, you have your weight gainer shake with some complex carbohydrate drink. Or if you're just eating something, start thinking about the weight of the food. That's number one, some basic info there. But as far as sweating that weight off, I want you to focus on the concept that, you're only going to, you're going to sweat when your heart rate slows down. So what you're wanting to do is get your heart rate up, heart rate down, heart rate up, heart rate down. So instead of running bleachers or hills or sprints or live wrestling, you don't want to exercise. We're not trying to work out. We're not trying to get in shape. I'm not trying to trash my legs. I'm trying to do as little work as possible to keep my heart rate up and get my body temperature up, and then I sit. So maybe 300 jumps, sit. 300 jumps, sit. That's what we recommend. An exercise bike is also phenomenal. Low setting. We're not trying to wear our legs out. We want to wrestle tomorrow, right? And plastics are illegal because they're awesome and they work awesome, and you should have some when you are at home. You can't wear those at practice. Most of you do anyway. Your coaches kind of ignore it. But the bottom line would be, you can get like a Gore-Tex type of a jacket, from just some kind of a sporting goods store, a fitness store or something. And same thing with the pants, okay? So those are actually maybe even just as good, maybe even better than plastics or a sauna suit, simply because they're slightly breathable, but they're still legal. So just don't work out with Well, some people try a trash bag. It's stupid. Don't even do that. If you're going to use any kind of a sauna suit, get a sauna suit, okay? You can get a cheap $10 one on Amazon, buy 3 of them. You're probably going to rip one and lose one. Secondly, get a good one on Amazon, you know, for 80 bucks. Just buy a good one and be done with it, is my opinion. But if you need something that you can wear at a tournament or that's legal, then you're looking at some kind of a ripstop nylon is okay. The Gore-Tex type of a jacket or pants is even better. And then, you know, you put a long sleeve t-shirt on, maybe a rash guard or Under Armour thing, thick cotton t-shirt, maybe a long sleeve. Then you put your sauna suit top on, a thin crew neck, and then a heavy hoodie or something, right? And if you're using the Gore-Tex type of a material, that goes on the outside. Maybe a little bit of a baggy hoodie over that. Put a hat on. You know, I like the leggings, plus maybe a thin pair of sweatpants or something. Put your plastics over that, thick pair of plastics over that. And, you know, you want to jump rope sit, jump rope sit, jump rope sit. So keep in mind that when your heart rate slows down, that's when you sweat. So heart rate up, sit, heart rate up, sit. Not crazy, right? We're just trying to get our heart rate up quite a bit. Sit, how long do you sit? 5, 8, 10 minutes. If you're sweating really good, sit 12 minutes, okay? If you feel like I need to get up and go again really hard, then sit, okay? As far as biking is concerned, you know, some of the guys, they'll bike really fast, then they bike kind of easy. There's, you know, the college men, they'll just stay on a bike possibly for 40 minutes straight, but they're kind of just pedaling just enough to keep that sweat going. So you can sort of find that groove where you're like, I'm pouring, but I can do this another 30 minutes. My legs aren't hurting at all. I'm chilling, right? Got my head earbuds in. Maybe you're watching a movie on your cell phone. We didn't have all that when I was a guy. And when I was a wrestler in college, we just kind of just stare at the freaking wall. But, you know, you might find that an exercise bike is best. Now, what about outfitting yourself for making weight and working out at home? You know, get a good heater, like a ceramic heater. I don't really like saunas. I think breathing that hot air can be very detrimental. So just get a room with 80 degrees room, maybe put those little ceramic space heater in there, get a good exercise bike, spend 300 bucks, get a used one if you have to, get a good jump rope, get the equipment, okay? Get a scale that works. You don't need to get some scale from a pawn shop that your sister threw down the steps 14 times. These kids need to know what they weigh, okay? So, I mean, some of us talk about how expensive things are, and I get it, but you know, some of you that complain about, you know, you get all tight and eager about your checkbook when it comes time to buy a home wrestling mat or something, or buy the equipment for your athletes to make, for your son or daughter to make weight. But you'll spend $600 going to Georgia Nationals for 8 minutes of wrestling and not even blink your eye. Skip that tournament, take that money and get these kids outfitted so that they can train at home a little bit, get a good weight set, right? Get the scale, get the bike, get a couple of good jump ropes, get them into a position where they can actually do this. Okay, but a little bit there about making weight. We're talking about the day or two before the tournament, and just some good ideas.